Welcome everybody to our Friday morning workout number 24. We'll give people another 5 seconds to get on the broadcast. And I hope that you reviewed last week's video because it's important for today. So welcome everybody. So if you're new at these broadcasts, it's interactive. If you have questions, you can ask them and we'll answer them right away or shortly after the broadcast. So we're on number 24. It's our first lesson, our first workout of the year of 2017. I hope you're excited and that you're prepared and that you have a plan. We talked about having a plan last week. We talked about bringing in your goals and sharing some of them with me on this call. So now would be the right time to put those things in there. What are some of your goals for 2017? Remember, goal setting and having all these dreams and goals in a book, it's supposed to excite you. It's called a dream book, or making sure that those things, that list, the dreams and goals you have, excite you. And dream big, have big goals. Now, what are some of those goals? I want you to have very big goals, and then I want you to have like maybe goals that are very small. And maybe they're small for you, but they wouldn't be for somebody else. Like losing, let's say, 5 pounds or 10 pounds. So it really doesn't matter the size of the goal, but as long as those goals excite you when you wake up in the morning. You should look at your goal list or inside your goal book every morning when you rise and also at night. So you either wake up and you speak, you say the goals out loud. Okay, that's one way of doing it. You don't have to do it, but that's what I do. In the morning, I read them out loud. It just gives them more power, it's more tangible, it's more real. It's as if I'm actually declaring or stating these goals, and it just adds that level of commitment that I'm going to follow through on them. And at night, when you retire, read them silently so that your subconscious, they get ingrained and that you're able to sleep on it and that your mind is going to help you attract that into your life. So you first dream about it, you think about it, but then also the most important, you have to act. You have to take action on your goals. So let's just see if we have some goals that people are sharing on the comments. We have a boatload. Sivupat says there's too many to go through today. At any point when you're watching this video, I'm really curious to know what kind of goals you have. How much do you want to weigh? How do you want to look in the mirror? Like when you look at yourself, your definition, your muscles, how flexible do you want to be, and stuff like that. Physical goals and then mental goals, your level of confidence or how you communicate in your business, in your wealth. Now, since this is a martial art related broadcast, lots of your goals are going to be martial art related, either another belt rank or maybe training more often with a partner who is more advanced than you and you feel a little bit intimidated and you want to spend more time with that person maybe, or you want to do a match in our circuit or things like that. But be excited on what's your vision for yourself. And this goes back to the same concepts we talked about in previous lessons. If you're not implementing what you learn, then it's just information. We need to implement. Remember I talked about too much too soon? Set your goals up so that you win. That means that do it in small incremental steps. Don't say like, I'm gonna stop eating junk food, or I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. Set goals that are easy to attain at first to build your momentum and to build your confidence. And it creates a snowball effect. So what are you reading and what are you thinking about? You know, most people, so we're January 6th, most people right now have already defaulted on their New Year resolutions. Why is that? Are you one of that person? One of those people who are already not following through on the things they've set? This is very important. You set the stage up right now for the rest of your year. So if you did write something and you did not follow through, a couple of things are reasons why that's happening. The goal does not excite you. There's not enough pain related or associated to you not getting that. So remember the dog story? He's sitting on the nail. It doesn't hurt enough, so he's not prone or motivated to actually do activity or work or action towards that goal. So make sure to associate the pain to not doing it, and that'll push you to actually accomplish it. And you'll have lots of pleasure after, right? So the next step is, if you're not following through and you've already defaulted on the resolutions, then you need to put more visual cues everywhere. So it's one thing to read the book in the morning, but then throughout your day, you should have either a post-it note on your mirror inside the bathroom, and you should have one in your car. Places where you actually see the goal. And also, our little smartphones, smart phone, so that the phone is able to remember for you and have a reminder or an alert. So make sure you have alerts set up on your phone every 3 hours, 1 hour, however you want to set it up, and make sure that you're reminded of whatever that goal is. If it's eating or nutrition, these kinds of alerts are very powerful. So I want you to think about that. And then images. If you can cut out images of what you want and you add that to your dream book, then that's also very super powerful. So you need to take action. Make sure that you're actually following through and doing the things you've set out to do. January 6th. The year is long, 12 months. Look at your goals daily, not yearly. Some people look at them once a year. Don't do that. Be consistent. Every day, read out loud, and as you retire, quietly sit down in a meditative state and go through the different goals that you have, and pick the ones that are either easier to accomplish, that'll give you momentum. That's my recommendation to you. Get all those little mundane goals done and checked off. Scratch them off your list as quickly as possible, and then build some momentum as you start working on bigger, more bold goals. So think about that for today as your lesson. Small step, build some momentum. Build some momentum so that you can actually have more motivation to keep pushing and accomplishing other goals. The exercise I want to focus on today is an important exercise. I'm not sure if everybody is doing it. It's a very old exercise and it's an old movement, but you need to be able to do it. It's called a Turkish get up. And I also coined a move called the French get up, with a friend of mine working kettlebells. So the French get up and the Turkish get up are two movements that are very important for your base, for your grappling, and also for overall strength. Again, to know and not to do is not to know. Maybe you know these exercises. I like really fundamental, basic exercises. If you know it but you're not doing it, then you don't know it. So please, if you know how to do it regularly. And if you don't know it, then I'll just show it to you today without weight, and then you can use any type of weight you want. The other thing I want you to do is also, don't be afraid to lift awkward things like a plate, like a 45-pound plate, or like we use heavy D-balls to just make it awkward, like a real human being. Like as you grab somebody, it's not a perfect bar, like a weight. So I like the kettlebell, the round part, the big handle. So let me just adjust the camera here, and I want to make sure you can see this, especially if you don't know how to do this. I'm seeing a couple of old students on the broadcast. Hello to all of you guys. It's fun to stay connected this way, and for sure, I remember all ex-students or past students, and a lot of them come back. So obviously, if you are still thinking about martial arts and fitness, we'd love to have you back in the school training. That's for sure. Okay, so remember that we do these every week, and it's your time. If you have questions to ask, this is the perfect time. So the standard classic get up, you're on your back, your left leg is locked, right leg is bent. This is your power, this is your pressure, your left arm on the side of your body. As you push forward up, that's your move. As you push up, okay, you stand in base. This is your base right here, strong. So that's your first movement. Push on the ground, push on your elbow, drive to the ceiling, strong. Okay, this is your first move. Once you're here, come up to your hand. Switch your feet. So you saw that? I was like that. Left foot, switch my feet. Push up to a stronger base on the knee, keeping everything aligned. And then from there, push straight up. Complete. 1. Then reverse the order. Come down on your knee. Here, if you have a heavy weight, you want to be careful. Find the spot without taking your eyes off of your weight. Find the floor, okay, here. So you might have to lean to the side, but be careful not to lean back, because all that weight is going to come crashing down on you. So make sure to go on the side and find with your fingertips. Find it. Okay, perfect. You got it. Now sit strong. Switch your feet. Come down on your elbow. Come down with control, and you're back to your starting position. That's your basic Turkish get-up. Builds lots of power. Once you're good at that, then use the weight. The weight can be anything. We start with a very light kettlebell. Go slowly. So if I just grab one right here, what I'm trying to say is you don't need this. Like you don't need a kettlebell to do the exercise. You do the movement slowly with perfect form. Technique is important for alignment. And then once you really have the movement mastered, down path, I want you to do as many reps as possible within a minute, okay? And then I want you to do as many reps as possible, so it's unlimited time. So it's not an easy feat, but once you do this exercise often, your strength, your core, and your just your base will get really, really stronger. When you do this move, when you grab hold of your kettlebell on your left side, let's say, I grab it left. If I want to move my weight to my right side, just grab both handles and slide it around you like that, so that you're not gonna hurt your shoulder. So we don't want any injury. Reach to your side, and as if you're holding a pistol. So grab and pull the weight with 2 hands onto your chest. Then once you're in position, then you lock your leg, foot is against the floor, press your weight straight up, push the weight, look up, you're onto your elbow. First, push to your hand, switch your feet, push up to your knee, drive straight up, come down to your knee, find the floor, sit, switch on your elbow, down with control, and complete. So that's your basic move. Do as many as you can in a minute, and then switch hands. If you're gonna work out or do exercises and not take the time to to write down your stats, it's not worth doing it. You wanna be able to beat that number. So for the start, January, let's see how many reps you can do of the Turkish get-up in a minute, then switch sides. And then consistently work on trying to beat that number each week or each month. And let's talk about that next week. Tell me how many did you get in a minute, left and right. Let's compare notes with other students, other people on the call, on the video, on the broadcast, wherever you're watching this. And then let's see in February, March, and throughout the year, how many reps can we get and who's the best at doing the Turkish get-up. I'll show you the variation of the French get-up that I've coined like maybe next week. So again, go through the goals. Don't just write stuff and not look at it. Be obsessed with it, okay? But in a positive way. Focus on what you wrote down. Stay committed to it and put more visual cues around you in your house, in your car, or at work. And always be reminded, especially of your most important goals, which should be love and happiness. Like these two things, like should be, you want to be surrounded with love and loving people, let's say, like that would be a very important goal to have. So just have reminders set for the most important goals. Until next week, I'm Sibak Martin Patenaude. Master yourself, and I'll see you soon.